Wait, I actually have a lot of things to get through. You're welcome to my channel. My name is Nasiba. In today's Lafa Babes episode, I am going to be recapping the entirety of last month plus like the last week, everything that happened in, say, pop culture, entertainment, maybe politics. Maybe politics. You're welcome, because I tend to have a lot of thoughts on what is happening, what I go on, but I mostly just keep it to myself, like in my head, or I just like walk around the house just talking like, this girl, pa, look at what she did. I hate her. Why would she do that? So I thought I would just, plus I have a podcast and it's also called the Lafa Babe Show, but people have been asking for me to make video podcasts, so I'm going to try and be doing that more now. When I have a topic that I want to talk about, I'll try and record. Obviously, recording a video plus audio is a lot more of a daunting task. It's a lot more than, if you're just recording audio and posting it, but I'm giving the people what they're asking for. I don't know, where do I start? I want to start with maybe the light stuff. I do want to touch on... There's this video that I made, this reaction video that I made for the song See What We've Done by Mr. Easy and King Promise for Mr. Easy's wedding. And I pointed out that I've noticed that King Promise tends to be featured on people's songs for their weddings. And I mentioned the one with Sark, the one with Mr. Easy. People were pointing out that he had one with Medical, but I actually thought that it was a song, what's it called? Ayuko. And Ayuko is not a wedding song. It's a soft launch. Like, there were rumors that, Medical has left Sister Debbie and now he's with Fela Makafui, and everybody's like, woo, woo, woo. And then I think it was like maybe sometime after the rumors came out, he came out with that song to let you guys know that he did indeed leave Sister Debbie for Fela Makafui. And if I tell you that there was a whole brouhaha about that situation, because Sister Debbie then went on to make a song titled, what was it? Was it the song? She accused him of, I think, well, she alleged, or at least, she alluded to him cheating and sort of like cheating on her. It's sort of like there was a point at which I guess like there was some monkey branching. Like, he started a relationship with Fela Makafui before he left Sister Debbie. So that was a whole thing. What I didn't know was that Medical and King Promise actually had a song for Medical's wedding. I didn't know that actually. People kept correcting me. I said, he's only done 2 of these songs. People were like, it's three in the whole comment section. I had to even stop responding because everybody that came to comment would just be like, it's 3. I'm like, I've heard. It is 3. It's 3. I hear you. I hear. I just wanted to touch on that because I was so surprised. Like, it has to... I guess at this point it's like part of King Promise's brand to just like feature on people's wedding songs. When I get married, I'm gonna make a song and I'm gonna need him to feature me, because if you're gonna it's like, don't call me at this point. Like, everybody's just feature King Promise on a song where they're getting married, I guess. I feel like I'm going to yap for like up to an hour, but I did want to say that I love King Promise's love songs. I think he's one of the best love songstresses, love songsters. It's okay. He's one of the people who make some of like the best love songs in Afrobeats, in my opinion. Mr. Easy, actually, one of my favorite Mr. Easy songs is Give Me a Chance, Make I Love You. From me. It's titled Freme. And I really love that. And that was around the time that everybody thought that Mr. Easy was Ghanaian. Come to find out, this man is Nigerian. When he started making money, he left the Ghana and went to now live in Nigeria. I'm going to make a video on some of my favorite Mr. Easy albums. Accra to Lagos, I think, is better than Lagos to London, but I do like the sort of world building that he does with the titles of the album, as well as what he does actually in the album and in his career. you see how those albums align with the moves that he was making career wise, and I really love those albums for that. But that's on that. My next thing that I wanted to cover was the End Galamsey protest that happened. I know it's a bit of a whiplash from King Promise to End Galamsey, but that's pretty much the culture that we live in now, because everything is in your face now. Like, if you're on Twitter, you're going to move from Cali J and your friend is saying Kojo Sheldon beefing to utility tariffs are going to be increased to, fuel levy, to Agrada has been arrested, to someone's sex tape has been released, to free Palestine, to the genocide in Congo. There is just so much happening on our timelines, and we're being exposed. It's like you're in a constant state of whiplash. It's Anyways, there was an End Galamsey protest a few weeks ago, and I actually knew that. I left Twitter a while ago, maybe like a few years ago. I left Twitter because it was just too much. It was too much to be on Twitter. Generally, I was getting tired of social media, and so I decided to leave. So the End Galamsey happened. I saw a TikTok where Ama Governor, she was, talking about it, that she was going for the protest. I did not know that there was going to be a protest. I went to the last End Galamsey protest, and it was... First of all, I wasn't prepared for how much walking I was going to do, because I just saw End Galamsey protest and I was like, yes, they said we are going to the Accra Sports Stadium. We were going to the Parliament House and then to the Accra Sports Stadium. And I wanted to just take a car and then go straight to the Accra Sports Stadium. But I decided, you know what, I'm going to join them. I'm going to meet them from where they were marching from and then come to our Sports Stadium. But that took so much walking. At some point, I had to just sit down and buy kokwa yato. Sit down and buy roasted plantain and just sit there for a while before I continued walking. It was a lot. It was a whole lot of walking. And at some points we would stop and, relax, and people would sit on the floor. I remember at some point around the Ridge roundabout, we had to sit there and then continued walking. But what I found interesting and just profound about the protest was that it was a lot of young people that really cared about the country, that wanted something to be done about the environment. And I don't, the protest itself was, End Galamsey now, but it felt to me like a channel through which we were sort of expressing our general grievance with the government, right? And I mean at that time, that was last year, that was the NPP government, but even now, things are still the same, right? Like, you guys have scratched e-levy, cool, but there really is not much. And fine, it's just been a year and there's a lot of damage that was done in the last 4 to 8 years that it's going to take a while to undo. But my fear about this whole thing is that my fear is that there really truly isn't any political or governing class that is truly interested in liberating the people, that is truly interested in doing for the people what they deserve. It's truly never really power to the people as long as the power is being handed by the governing class to the people. It's simply not going to happen. And it's it's ironic because the people are not looking for power. They just want you to make things even relatively easy for them. Like, Ghanaians really truly do not complain that much. Like, it's really recently that we had party backed protests, which were just like by the people, for the people, of the people. Because usually, especially in the 2010s, a lot of protests were maybe certain organizations, like, I don't know, like teachers union or those types of organizations, but there wouldn't really be like the youth of the country saying we're getting up and we're going to protest. And so you can tell that Ghanaians really don't ask for much, right? But Charlie, even kita krana ubusano krano. Do you understand? I've said this, like, they will scrap e-levy and then they're going to bring full levy. They will take this away and then bring that. And so whatever it is, it's being neutralized, right? So whatever is being corrected, there's an asterisk to it. And so, yeah, we spoke, last year, December 7th, but we have to keep speaking. You don't just speak on December 7th every 4 years and think that things are going to work out. For the political class, it's a long game. And for the people, it should also be a long game. It should be a consistent long game. So I was really happy that the End Galamsey protest was continuing. I just didn't know about it because I've been trying to steer clear of social media for a while, especially Twitter, which is where a lot of mobilization happens, in terms of activism. So yeah, Charlie, if you are interested in these things, going on these protests, if for nothing at all, take it as some health walk. Cause a health walk now, oko, and just go, and join, contribute your voice, your presence, your advocacy, and tell the next person. It's good. It's really good for all of us that we are as politically active as we can. Anyways, I'm gonna put my Yas Antoa cap down and talk about, there was this, Charlie, I don't even know if I should talk about this. Maybe I'll do it briefly. There was this audio that trended on TikTok for a while. It was of this girl in SHS who was down bad for this guy, and she just wanted, I'm going to try and play the audio for you guys. I can't even bring myself to describe it. I'm afraid someone is going to clip it and send it to my parents. She was talking about some guy that she just couldn't get over because he used to just treat her well. But what I found interesting about it, it took me back to that, is it Belteshazzar? That Equatorial Guinean guy who was in their government, whose tapes, as in like hundreds of tapes with multiple women, leaked, and it ruined his career. I think now he's been jailed or something. I'm not sure. I'm going to fact check that. I remember watching, well, for research purposes. I remember researching, looking into what was happening and, why is this guy trending? And I realized that this guy is addicted. He's addicted to this. It's an addiction, and it's I think a psychological problem. What people were hailing as, oh my God, look at this man, look at all the things he can do. I found it sad that he almost could not live without this bottomless container of pleasure that is, like, he keeps pulling and pulling and pulling and hoping that at some point he's gonna reach that, like, climax, pun intended, but he never really gets it. Like, he never really, you can tell that even though he loves this thing and he keeps doing it, the reason why he cannot help but keep continuously to the point of overdoing it, to the point where he was doing too much, he couldn't stop just going and going and going for it. And people were hailing him for that, but I just saw someone that needs help, right? That man, I think, really needs to sit down with a therapist, and not just like your regular therapist, but like someone who can really look into his psychology and understand, and maybe even his background a little, because babe, brother, ooh, brother, ew, you need help. That was weird. Oh my goodness. Hundreds of videos with multiple women. And when you're watching him, oh my goodness. Again, it was for research purposes. Watching him in action, it was disturbing because I felt, that's why I felt bad for him, because you can see he's doing, like, oh my goodness, it was bad. He's blinking so much, like his brain is working overtime to do everything that he can to just achieve the utmost level of pleasure. But it's a void that he needs to fill in himself. He has a void in him that he needs to fill, and he's using sex to fulfill it. He has issues. I don't want to be that guy, but yeah, that's what it was giving. I felt so bad for him. But what I did respect about him was that I didn't see any minors. Usually these people in power, these middle-aged men who have power, they usually target younger women, much younger women. Like, they'll get sugar baby, someone that's like 18, 19, 20 even, and he'll be like 50, 60 years old, trying to groom this person. And of course, like, these girls, they see what they can get. But sometimes too, when there's such a power dynamic, it's like, maybe you're looking for a job because he's in a powerful position. Maybe you're looking for, you're trying to make a life for yourself, and you meet this man and he tells you, I can give you something, but give me this. It's exploitative. It's extortion, right? It's the weirdest thing. And so I respect him for not having minors in there. Like, that's the least you could have done, really. I respected that it was like women his age, because like middle-aged women too, they also deserve pleasure, duh. So yeah, I hope that he truly gets the help that he needs. I saw his beautiful family, and I can't believe the level of shame, the level of disgrace that was for his family. Bro, Charlie. So I brought him up to bring up that girl, because she sounded to me also, and I don't want to say she's addicted, but she sounded to me like she couldn't control her urges. So much so that she would make this voice note and tell this guy, like, I just... Mind you, I'm not saying she's an addict, but it just gave... Where's your self-control, right? But also, I mean, she's a young girl. She's, she is now just, probably finding herself and finding her self-esteem. Otherwise, yeah, if she was older, she'd probably not send that voice note. I'm sorry, like, no matter how down bad you are, never send that voice note. Never send that paragraph. Write it on a paper and trash it. Burn it. Burn it. I said burn it, because I've done that. Like, I have written paragraphs upon paragraphs upon paragraphs to somebody, and I burnt them all. They don't exist anymore, and that person barely exists in my mind anymore, like, because it's exhausting. And I really I hope that our young girls can grow into women who can do that. And like, if you want to vent, but bro, don't send it to him. Don't even type it on a phone. In fact, go the old-fashioned way. Take a pen and paper. To pen and a paper. Natural. Dear you, can you come back? I want you back. Since you've been gone, I don't know what to do with myself. When you left, I lost a part of me. After all that, burn that shit. Burn it. That is the best way to deal with like some emotional problem, to just get things off of your chest without talking to someone you shouldn't talk to. Burn the files. Stop the count. Anyways, the next topic is I watched the Burland's interview with Headless YouTuber, and I loved it. I loved it so much. First of all, she's so pretty. And the story that she told about SHS bullying was so... I think it's one of the most important topics I think we should talk about as far as like the academic life of Ghanaian students is.
Mm-hmm. People are usually proud of their SHS, but not you. Why not?
The experience wasn't good because... And I don't put it on the school St. Joseph's. I just put it on some individuals that decided to make life hell. Because of where I'm coming from, I'm not really scared of things like that. Like, I can just tell you no. So when I went to school the first week, and then they were punishing me and things, like I was doing it. But later I was like, why? I'm done. Like, a senior punished me. She told me that you're a fool. And I just stood up and said, sister, make no respect what we do about it. So, but then like teachers were making it hell, and even the teachers, I got to a point, I did a video for a teacher 3 days ago. That's why was she like that? She was so mean for no reason. She wasn't even my teacher. But then it's like those people that when they like, like, what were you doing all that for? So those are the people that made life uncomfortable for me. And then in St. Joseph's, if you went...
I hated the whole school mother thing back in school. What do you mean by you're my school mother? Shift. I didn't like it at all. There was nobody that I looked up to as a school mother. Maybe like someone that I liked. Like, yeah, I'm in SHS 1, you're in SHS 2. Cool, I like you. But not like school mother. You can send me anywhere you want to send me. You can. No. There were some people that I respected, but nah, not school mother. You're not my school mother. What do you mean? What do you mean I was school mother? Please. That thing annoyed the shit out of me. So even me myself, I didn't take school children. Like there was nobody that I was like, oh, this is my school daughter. Nobody. Now me cross school no cry because I mean in SHS at some point I was class prefect. That's the only reason why you would see me around. Well, to be fair, me and my friends used to hang around a lot, but I tried my best not to be in your face like that. There were teachers asking me to go and vie for school prefect. I said no. Because why? Because well, to be fair, I could have done it, but I was so intimidated. Because I tried to just like, I'm keeping to myself, I'm hiding myself. So no, I'm not going to be your school mother. Sister, do you know me, grad? Do you know how much stress I'm going through? Why would I want you to be my school daughter? Why would I want to take on that responsibility for the sake of what? School social status? I didn't like that at all. I didn't care about it. I think that it's a way to carry on this like social trend of this social hierarchy that we have in like pretty much every part of our society in Ghana, where if someone is like some level above you, whether it's in age, whether it's in class, whether it's in money, you sort of have to like kiss the ring and bow down. Like you almost have to deduct some of your self-esteem in order to like add to their sense of self or their sense of power. I hate that shit. You have no idea how much I hate it. So no, nobody's your school daughter and you're nobody's school mother. You're also just a child in school. I also to some extent get it because sometimes you want to create that sort of bond and want to protect someone and all that, but it gets toxic real quick. And I think the only reason why it truly exists is not really due to like the responsibility that someone feels like they have towards you, but rather the obligation of obedience that you owe to them because they're higher than you. It's not because they want to like, they feel like they have this responsibility towards you. It's because they just want you to look up to them and to sort of like respect their power. But yeah, that school mother thing, I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it. I don't even know where exactly it came from. Maybe I should look into that. But yeah, she talked about that, and she talked about high school teachers who are so mean. I could do a whole episode on this, but back in JHS, actually, there was one of our teachers who was so mean and so spiteful for no reason, really, and so strict, so uptight. Not one tiasi, but like, why are you like that? And everybody was scared of him. We were all scared of him. He would barely smile. Like there were times when he would smile and we'd actually just turn and look at each other because is he actually smiling? Like, what is happening? It was really scary when he would smile. Because it was so rare. We were used to seeing him frowning that was like the automatic position of his face. Like his face turning into a smile was like, I don't know, is this a joke? A joker? Is this a joker situation? Bro. But I remember when we were about to finish school, I think he came to our class and he asked us to write on paper why we don't like him or something like that. It was something in the lines of why we don't like him or what he could do better, something like that. And for me, even though I was like, I don't know, 13, 14, 15, I realized that, wait, he's human. Oh, Yanipa. And there was something about him wanting our feedback and wanting to know what we thought of him and how we felt about him that made me really finally see him in a human light. Because the whole time, to me, like, this is Lucifer. Like, this is someone that I should be scared of. Do you understand? It's like I'm watching the mask, right? And when he asked us to do that, I don't know, it just humanized him. Like, I felt bad for him. That was the first time I ever felt bad for that man. Oh my God. And maybe the last time, because I think he went back to default settings after that. But it was interesting that he wanted to find out like why we didn't like him. I think people were writing that he didn't smile, he just likes caning us and all that. But for the first time I started to realize, wait, teachers also feel, even when they put on this facade of strictness and uprightness, and they know what's right, and they have to put you, you know, discipline you into shape and make you do the right thing so that you can grow into a responsible, well-adjusted human being. They have insecurities, they have flaws, they have feelings, and I felt bad for him. And I think since then, or maybe not since then, but I have now that I've grown up, when I look back on it, I realize that we too can be mean to our teachers sometimes. Because I remember, we used to just like laugh at our teachers sometimes. There was, in SHS, there was this NSS guy that came to teach us, and we made a complete fool of him. We just kept making fun of him, the way that he would pronounce words. We didn't give him respect. We didn't even like, we didn't treat him well, regard him as like someone that had feelings, or that, or even like looking at seeing maybe, oh, this guy is new and so he's probably nervous and this is not going to be easy for him, this is probably his first time teaching, and so let's take it easy on him. None of that. But I think also because we were so young, like you're a teenager, you think you know but you don't, you have so much to say but you know so little. That's really what makes us so mean as teenagers. And I think it's important. I think that, now things have evolved to a point where there's so much awareness about how all of these unintentional things, these things that we see as innocent, we're just making fun of someone, how they can genuinely impact someone. What if this NSS guy that came and we're making fun of him, what if that was his villain arc? What if he became a strict, mean teacher moving on because of what we did to him? So yeah, even as teenagers, it's important for us to know how what we do affect others. You can be reckless in your words, you can be reckless in your actions, the way that you band together and bully people. But you should know that it can have real life and like long-lasting effects on these people. So there's that. And so I don't know, I think it's like it can go both ways. There are people who are bringing their own trauma into the dynamic. And so you have a teacher that maybe they went through a lot, maybe like in their past or something, and that has really hardened them. And so they can't really come into this dynamic where they're a teacher in a powerful position and you're a student and you're supposed to sort of like look up to them and you're disrespecting them. They're not going to take that, because to them they have to stand up for themselves for all the times that maybe they didn't stand up for themselves. Also, some of you are just mean, okay? Some of you are just horrible. You guys are just not nice people, and that's just it. It's not because you had some trauma, it's not because you had like some problems in your past or something. You're not a nice person, and that's it, okay? And so be nice. Some of the teachers are just so mean, it's true. But some of the students are also just so mean, bro. And I have a problem with garments, right? When we were in school, I used to write ballet. When someone would make a mistake, I had this notepad. I'll write the way that you pronounce the word mistakenly, and then I'll write the correct pronunciation, and me and my friends would just laugh and laugh and laugh. So we all used to do that. It would be everybody's name. So for me, like, I laugh a lot at garments. And so when teachers would bar, there was one of our teachers, the way that she used to talk, it was just, oh my god, like she couldn't go 5 seconds without mispronouncing a word, and it was so hard, bro. It was so hard. Like there were times when I would have to like sneak under the desk just to go and laugh and come back, because it was so funny. But even those times, no crown. Or there were times when I look at her and feel bad for laughing because like I'm making fun of how someone talks. Now I wouldn't do that, obviously. Now if it's like obviously maybe a speech problem that you have, I'm not going to laugh at you, that one, dear. But if it's a mistake, a tongue twisting, I will laugh at you. I'll laugh. So moral lesson of this part of the teachers, don't be mean. Students, don't be mean. Let's all try and be nice to each other, and we will go to heaven. Anyways, in like the last week or 2 weeks ago, Sark, he went to just create commotion in Kumasi. And I've seen the videos. You guys had a lot of fun. And apparently it's his first rapaholic in Kumasi. Kumasi will always show up for you. Kumasi will always show up for you. If you show up for Kumasi, Kumasi will show up for you. And, you know, I mean, in his music, he has really represented the Akan culture and just the general Southern Ghanaian culture really well. And so, of course, like, Kumasi is going to embrace him because he never really, like, it wasn't like he disrespected them or anything. He just, you know, he was just doing his Accra thing because he's, you know, he grew up in Accra, which fair enough. But I bring Sarkodie up and Rapaholic to say, hot take, Sarkodie is the best performer in Ghana. He's the best live performer in Ghana, and he's the best that we've had in, I would say, at least the last 10 years. And there's still not a new live performer that has done better than him. I love Black Sherif, but I think performance-wise, Sarkodie is still number one. Sarkodie, the way that he is able to rap, not like on some like, you've got like the backing track and all that. No. On like some high life level, you know, the way that he's able to do it over like more than an hour rapping, and you know how wordy Sarkodie's raps are, and you know how, you know, breathtaking, pun intended, I guess, that his raps are. You know, it's not easy, but the way he's able to stand on stage, be a present, have such a strong presence on stage, at the same time rap and sometimes even sing, bro. There are not a lot of rappers doing that. Like, one of the rappers right now that I can say can give you a proper live performance, I would say Kendrick Lamar. But a lot of rappers tend to just like, Dave is also a very great live performer, great rapper. I would say Dave from the UK. I've seen some Stormzy performances that I also like, but what's his name? Kano. I love Kano's live performances. If you don't know Kano, he's one of the best British rappers, and he makes really incredible music. You can check him out if you love rap. But yeah, I think that Sarkodie is one of the few rappers worldwide that really can put on a live performance and blow you away. Like, Sarkodie is a great live performer, and he's not a singer, you know. And I don't think that there's a lot of, I guess institutionally, there's not a lot, like maybe in school, even in church, that really prepares you for performance as a rapper, for live performance as a rapper. Like, maybe you'll be taught how to sing, like in church, even in school with like music courses, live performances, but you won't be taught rapping live. And so the way that he's been able to hone his craft, I mean, this guy started performing at funerals, right? And so he's true to this life. And so for me, Sarkodie, best live performer, best in Ghana. Nobody has beat him yet, you know. I don't even know if anybody will in like the next 5 to 10 years. I'm yet to see someone that can really give you the kind of performance that Sarkodie can give you. I feel like Kwesi Arthur is also up there. Kwesi Arthur, I really love his live performances. Black Sherif is good too, but like, it's just Sarkodie that, ugh. And I know, like, maybe you guys are gonna bring the high life people, but Efia, I think, is up there too. Efia can give you an exhaustive live performance in which you're entertained the whole time. So I would say Efia as well. But Sarkodie is the best live performer in Ghana. Now on their hands down. I'll probably do a video going into like the different live performances of his that I've really loved. I think my favorite one to this day is the Seek live performance. There was this virtual concert that he did during COVID, and that really showed this guy can entertain, because I mean, there was such a distance between you and him, and there wasn't really a crowd, but it was one of the best. It was one of the best live performances, virtual concerts I watched in 2020 during the pandemic, because there were so many artists doing virtual concerts, so many. Oh gosh, I can give examples. Beyonce performed did her Oscar performance for Be Alive virtually. She did it on a tennis court in Compton. And we've got Little Mix. There was I've forgotten the name, but there was this virtual concert that they did. Even Kwesi Arthur did one with Audio Mac. The Tiny Desk performances were some of the best. I mean, I watched Vince Staples' one for the first time some time ago, and I loved it. Thames her live performance for Tiny Desk Incroyable. Chloe and Halle, bro, like if you guys love live performances, check out some of the performances that people did between 2020 and 2021, because they were in their bags with that. Like COVID really had people showing you guys what they can do beyond just giving you music, trying to refresh your mind that like they're around. They really had to like put in some work to make you guys aware of them, and I think a lot of them did that through live performances, you know. So yeah, South Korea. I'm never in doubt when it comes to a South Korea live performance. I'm never like, am I gonna enjoy it? I know I will. It's not gonna come here and be like, mentio. Like that's just not gonna happen. Now I guess at some point he will let you guys rap or sing it, but he's doing most of the work for himself, and he doesn't really have a backing track. He's not lip syncing. So shout outs to Sark. The final topic I want to cover is Councillor Lutterodt. Recently, Councillor Lutterodt said something dramatic. He said something controversial. Me controversial, yeah, come. So he was lately in the news for, you know, defending that whole the headmaster whose video went viral of him having these like inappropriate relations with a student. Councillor Lutterodt defended him, and he was criticizing GES for firing the headmaster.
Both. This will not be any deterrent for anybody. If you ask me, this is a punishment of uselessity. Do you know what I'm saying? That you are punishing the headmaster for what? What are you punishing the headmaster for? Per the letter you read.
For indiscipline.
Where did you see that in the letter?
Going against the code of conduct.
What is the code of conduct?
Then we need to approve the G.
So I'm saying that what the letter they wrote. Read the letter.
But Omo Chelsea clearly he has gone against their code.
What has he gone against? Was he recording himself? Who was doing the recording?
He was caught in the act.
Who was doing the recording?
The lady.
And who doesn't have right to bring phone to school?
Akolano.
So who broke the rule?
Akolano.
Okay.
But
don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there, Sebo. Let's raise our children like we are doing zookeeping and poultry farming. And punish the innocent.
Are you guys not tired? Is it just me? Councillor Lutterodt is like the original Ghanaian rage baiter. When it comes to rage bait in Ghanaian media, Councillor Lutterodt, he's the final boss. He's not the final boss. He's the Adam. He's the first. Like he's one of the first people that used rage bait to create a career for themselves in the media. The reason why Councillor Lutterodt is being invited to these talking shows is because of all the shit that he talks. And it's funny, like I feel like at some point we also have to hold these shows and these, channels accountable for platforming him. Like they just keep platforming him and allowing him to say these things. But at this point, I can't even bring myself to take it seriously. I've not taken Councillor Lutterodt seriously since he said that people enjoy being graped. I've never taken him seriously since then. I was in utter shock when he said that. And I was like, well, at this point, the media is going to stop platforming him because, like, it gets to a point. I get it. You want to say controversial stuff, right? To get people to react, to get traffic, to get the views. But you have to draw the line at some point, right? Because like, after a certain point, it's just like, it's a little disgraceful that a person that's supposed to be of a certain intellectual caliber, supposedly, is saying these things in order just to get the views. Like, there is no fucking way there's no way you're that hungry. Yeah? Right? And like, before there was a Bongo Ideas, there was a Councillor Lutterodt. And so I'm just like, for me, it busts my brain how people still give him a platform. Yeah, he went away for a while, but now you guys are giving him a platform again. Yeah, like you guys are actually inviting him to talk shit. There's nothing that in the capacity of a Councillor Lutterodt can say that has never been said or that isn't known. right? Like if you're actually looking for counseling, I'm sorry, but I don't know, maybe Chat GPT will help you. I'm not saying go to Chat GPT, go to an actual human being. But like seriously. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have for at least the month of September and maybe like in the last week. It was the anniversary of The Villain I Never Was by Black Sharif, the album. This Monday, 6th October, I think. And I have made a video for it and I'm still editing it out. I'll put it out soon. Maybe latest by this Sunday. And I don't even know when this video is going to come out. I'll do my best to edit this video quick and put it out by tomorrow. And then I'll make sure that The Villain I Never Was comes out soon after. This is the end of the very first episode for Lafa Babes in video. My name is Nasiba. If you're interested in the podcast, there's content for it. There are lots of episodes that I've if you're interested in the podcast, there are lots of episodes that I release on Spotify, and some of them are actually on YouTube too, so you can go and listen to those. Thank you for watching this and help me grow this channel. If you're interested in my perspective and you're interested in this content, Midase. Bada.